Welcome to Season 7 of Situations, the podcast, where real people talk about real life situations. This season, we're turning up the heat with deeper conversations, raw truth, and the kind of topics everyone's thinking, but nobody's saying.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kelvin, your host of Situations, the podcast.
And I'm your co-host, Miss Deanna.
How everybody out there doing today? Tiana, how you feel?
I'm pretty good, and you?
Good, good. We know we just got past the holidays. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Ate like a pig.
Okay. All right. Today we're going to be talking about aftercare, the part
Okay.
of sex men forget, but a lot of women remember. Okay. You
Okay.
ready?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to ask you this. Why do you think so many men think sex ends when they're done?
Because they put everything into it, I guess, once they doing it. After they done, it's like, I done did my job.
Right. But as a woman, are you satisfied with that?
No.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's the time when you're supposed to seal the deal with the connection, the intimacy.
Right. Right. Yeah, I agree with that because I know as a man, a lot of men tend to skip out on that part of the
Yeah.
intimacy afterwards.
Right.
Just because the sex act is done, a lot of women like to be held. A lot of women like to be cuddled. A lot of women like
Right.
to be rubbed, back rubbed, and forehead kisses, and just the little
Right.
things. It's the little things that matter when you in that type of position. You agree?
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, do you think the sex act is more important than the aftercare?
No, I think they both play a major role, though.
Okay.
Um,
Um,
it's like the act, connects y'all as one, and then you solidify, further with the love, with the aftercare.
right. So let me ask this. Do you
Mhm.
think the lack of aftercare makes sex feel transactional?
It can,
Right.
but I'm like, even doing the act, you could be making love, or you could just be screwing. Like, it just depends. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, that's what I'm like, after that, if y'all both gave everything y'all can give, she might turn her back on you too, and y'all both be out of breath. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what's actually being done in the act.
Right. Okay. Well, I can agree with that. Excuse me. I can agree with that because I think a lot of women probably feel that it is transactional.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason being because it makes the intimacy like it put the intimacy like on a to-do list. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, but I'm still kind of 50-50 with it, because I am an intimacy girl. But I've been with someone, and afterwards we both was just drenched and exhausted. I ain't want him to touch me either. So
Right, right,
that's why I'm like, it just depends on what's being done in the actual act. Is it love, or is it just screwing? If you make it transactional, that's what it'll be. If you put love in it, you caressing her, you giving her forehead kisses while you're doing it, she not gonna feel the lack of intimacy, because it's being done throughout the whole thing.
right. Okay, I can agree with that. But in that case, do you think women feel that men take cuddling as a weakness?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I mean, that comes with knowing the partner that you have too, or the person that you're dealing with, you know. If
Okay.
you know she likes this, then why wouldn't you want to do it?
Right. Absolutely. I think sometimes men probably feel that is a weakness. When you I mean, excuse me. I think a lot of men probably feel that is a weakness because they figure their job is done. But in that type of situation, I don't feel the job is done because, like I say, a lot of women like to be held. A lot of
Right.
women like to be caressed. A lot of women like to be kissed. You know, and like you say, I understand you. You might be drained. Y'all might be exhausted, but it's
Hmm.
still it's that touch.
Right.
It's that slightly touch on the back. You know,
Hmm.
slightly putting your arms around and holding her. You know what I mean? You can
Right.
be drained, but laying in that man's arms afterwards, I think
Right.
that says a lot about your partner.
Right.
That's just my take on it. Because I know me, that's the type of person that I am. I'm not
Hmm.
a wham bam, thank you, ma'am type of guy.
Right.
I wanna hold you. I
Right.
wanna caress you. I
Hmm.
wanna fall asleep. I want you to fall asleep in my arms. That type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Hmm.
Um, well, let me ask this: what does aftercare actually look like for most women?
Well, I guess if the man is going to get a warm towel for her, asking her if she thirsty, does she need anything, and just everything that you said, the forehead kisses, the hugs, complimenting her, baby, it was amazing, just all that.
Right? Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to check on her. Make sure she's okay. Make sure she's okay emotionally. Make sure she's okay.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So let me ask this:
Hmm.
do you think aftercare makes a decision whether she comes back or not?
Absolutely. Hey,
Oh, okay. So
absolutely.
so why you
I
why
mean,
would
like
you
I said,
say why would you say
if
absolutely?
it's new, definitely. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
because first off, y'all finna be new to that, and it's like you're trying to see if connection is really there, and it's a learning process too. It's not like we've been together, we know each other, we know each other's bodies, we in it now. No,
Right.
when it first started out, it's like you got to learn her body and what she like. You got to learn what he likes. So it's a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? So consideration should be taken, on both sides, like just to figure it out.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. That energy says it all. You know,
It does.
that's like something that can't be altered. That
It's
makes a
not.
difference whether and I not only does it make her want to come back, it puts something on her mind
Right.
that gives her something to think about. So
Right.
I think that's why I think it's so important that it happens.
Yeah, but see that intimacy and everything like that, that foreplay, it starts way before you get her in the bed. You gotta
Absolutely.
be talking to her, checking on her throughout a day, babe. You need anything every time you see her, caressing her back, giving her forehead kisses, pulling her in to you, giving her butt taps, like all that stuff, whatever. That's gonna build anticipation in a safe place, and she's gonna want to give it to you.
Right.
If you
Right.
don't do nothing, you inconsistent, baby. I don't know what you finna get.
Right. I totally agree with you 100%. But let me say this: why do you feel that most men are affectionate before sex than after?
Uh, I mean, because before they're trying to get it.
Right.
After it's over with. It's
Right.
like,
Right.
what is it? The bees, like the male bee, he died after it's over with.
Right.
It's like he gave what he had to give.
Yeah, I agree because it's the pursuit. It's the
Right,
pursuit, and
right.
we're gonna put it all on the table, all up front
Right.
to try to get what we want.
Yeah, because men are natural born hunters and chasers. They're gonna chase to get it, and then once they get it, it's like boom, I'm here. I've arrived.
Right. But let me ask you this though.
Okay.
Let's say, for instance, you didn't chase this woman, and then you finally get her, but it's become now it's a situation of you nervous and you don't perform your best that first time
Right.
because the nervous system,
Yeah.
and you don't perform your best the first time. How do you handle a situation like that?
I'm gonna tell him it's okay. I know he was nervous, and I'm gonna give him a second chance because
Okay.
I pick up on energy. So, if somebody don't care, she gonna get right on the phone, or she gonna clown and talk to her friends, and I ain't never coming back. I don't know what the hell this was or whatever, but that's what I'm saying. It's like you don't know this person. So as confident as a man or a woman might be, oh yeah, when I get him, I'm gonna do this. You don't know what the hell you're gonna do because you don't know if nerves gonna take
Kick
over, what's
in.
gonna happen when you're actually presented and you take it's like you're bearing your soul. You taking your clothes off physically and you finna become one with this person. Whether y'all want to call it screwing, effing, or whatever you want to call it, you still finna become one with this person. So you really don't know how you're gonna feel.
Right. I agree.
Just take your time and just, what I'm saying, be a student of it and enjoy the moment.
Right. And I think that's a perfect time to learn one another as well.
Right.
You can take that time to learn one another, what her
Yeah.
likes and what her dislikes are and what she like to be touched and, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But do you think skipping aftercare is a sign of selfishness?
Um, I would say for me, no, because I'm a nurturer and I'm submissive, so I'm used to, you know, doing certain things afterwards
Okay.
for the man.
Okay.
So it really doesn't bother me. And if I want to be on you, hug you, whatever, I'm just gonna lay on you. I'm very dominant in a way, but still submissive. So I'm like 50-50. So I don't even have a problem with expressing what I want, how I feel, or anything like that, or just doing something.
Okay. Okay. So that's not a red flag to you? You
That's
wouldn't
my I
consider
just
that a
think
red
it
flag?
depends on the person.
So you wouldn't consider that a red flag?
I mean, it depends on it. It depends on how his energy is. If he's still laying there, we talking, playful chatter, all that stuff, whatever, then I know he's still there with me. If he just turn his back or he getting up to put his stuff on, it's like, baby, bye.
Right.
Don't let
Right.
the don't not picture with a good Lord split you.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, let me say this though. Why do you feel women feel empty when a
Okay.
man gets up immediately after? But basically, what we were just saying. Why do you feel that a woman feel empty at that point?
Because afterwards the woman is still on a high. See, the man then released everything he had, but the woman is still on a high. So all of that cuddling, reassurance, and everything like that, that's bringing her back down.
Okay.
It's like she on the top of a roller coaster. Then you talking about you getting off for the date over. What the hell?
Right.
What the hell?
So you don't feel that. So you don't think that emotional. Let me see. How do I want to word this?
I didn't hear you. It was like messing up a little bit.
Okay. So you don't feel that emotional energy was reciprocated?
You said I don't feel like the emotional energy was reciprocated.
Yes.
I mean, if he just getting up afterwards, no. That means there's a disconnect there, and it doesn't necessarily have something to do with me. He did what he needed to do, and now he's trying to guard his heart because maybe he do have feelings, and he don't want to let those out because he said he wasn't gonna catch feelings because of XYZ or what the last woman did and this and that or whatever, and that's how he just created a toxic pattern of moving like that. And it's like
So let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Do you think when a man shows aftercare, do you think that improves the next round?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cause it's like he's showing care, he's attention to detail, like it shows he's invested.
Right. If a man is showing you aftercare leading up into that next round, how turned up are you for that next round?
I'm turned on. We're gonna take it up a notch.
Okay. All right, cool.
The whole thing is about being consistent, the follow through.
Okay. Do you think it makes a difference with the right person? Do you think the aftercare makes a difference with the right person? Because we have some men out here that know what they're doing, and we have some men out here that don't know what they're doing. Does that make a difference to you?
No, if the person is genuine and I like you, then I've decided that I want to give you a chance, So no.
Okay.
If you being genuine, it's all gonna work out how it's supposed to.
So so you don't judge a man about his skills. You don't judge men by their skills afterwards.
No, because guess what? If you say you want someone solid, committed, and invested, this could be a man that wasn't really that active. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he haven't been with a lot of women to have a lot of experience or whatever. Then you get this man, he know how to do everything under the sun. You get with him, he probably gonna be cheating on you from here on out. So
Right.
no,
Right.
I wouldn't necessarily say I might want that.
Right.
I mean, everybody wants that, but that other man, he could learn his way up to that amazing performance. You know what I'm saying? With feeling and both of y'all being invested in everything like that. That other one, he might be a sly, a sly snake.
Right. So holding a woman afterwards,
Hmm.
to you, is that considered like a love language?
It is
Okay.
physical touch. Yeah.
Okay. And why do you feel most women feel this way?
Because we're emotional. I think we're just wired that way. We're nurturers. That's natural for us. We want that and we want to give it.
Okay. I think it's I mean, to be honest with you, that's intimacy 101.
Right.
You know what I mean? These are things that you should know going in. Unless, it's one of those transactional type ordeals.
But that's
You
what I'm
just
saying.
came to get one thing and you're out of there.
Right, but you get some men and they be like, they never really been in a stable relationship, or they only love one person, or this and that. If they've been a playboy out there or whatever, they don't know that.
Right.
And that could be true too. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they don't know that. They've never experienced that. Maybe the women were transactional. They always wanted money. They always wanted this. They always only called when they wanted something. They never asked that man how was his day, offer to get him a back rub. Did dog, you hungry? You want some water or nothing or whatever. And then when you get the woman that's doing all of these things, whatever, she's clingy, she doing too much and this and that because you haven't been loved in the proper way.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely
And if
right.
you don't want love, then you need to express that up front.
So you
If
think
you
that's
if
something
you
that
tell
need to
that woman
be?
I'm not looking for love, then
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, that's why I ask a man, what are your intentions? Like, what do you want from me? What are you
Okay.
looking for? Because those answers gonna tell me align with the actions, everything I need to know. If they not in correlation, then guess what? Then here comes the red flags because you not finna try to convince me otherwise.
Right. So why do you think a lot of men tend to brag about the sex, but fail at the aftercare part of it? And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you what I think afterwards. I'm gonna let you go first.
That's because the ego is intact. And when you having sex or whatever, who wants a bad rep for that as a man?
Right.
Especially if it's being talked among people or it's getting around, or you may see somebody with somebody and they be like, man, Joe, she bad. Did you hit yet? Did you hit yet? How was it? You know, the men just want to know, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, and who wants a bad rap? They don't
Right.
want that.
Right. You're absolutely right. You know, and I'm gonna say this. You know, I think a lot of men to a lot of men, I think the flex is what's important.
Absolutely.
The performance and the flex is important,
You're
and
right.
not the connection. You know,
Right.
so
But that comes along with their ego, like I was
right,
saying.
right.
That's the ego speaking.
That's what most men do. Like you say, they friends ask them, you know, did they hit yet? And I took care of that. Yeah, I knock her down, and
Right.
I had her this, I had her that. But in his mind, he did his job. But
Right.
in her mind, the job wasn't done.
And guess what? The friends wanted to. Now the friends wanted to because you didn't saw that. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Right, right. So, explain this to me then.
Hmm.
Do you think a lack of aftercare can ruin the sex act?
It can. Because if the woman doesn't feel like, I mean, we all want to know and feel like you're still interested afterwards. Like you just wasn't trying to get it. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the beginning.
Right.
And if you're not doing that, then guess what? The shop is closed down. Boy, that was a mistake. Going on. I'm just saying.
So, in that scenario, what does it mean when the woman pulls away after sex? What's it that?
She shut down.
Right.
That
Absolutely.
means she shut down. She
Right.
didn't get she didn't get what she needed and she shut the hell down and it probably won't be happening again.
Right. Right. I agree with that. Because I think, you know,
Close
when
up
that happens, I
shop.
think,
Play clean.
right, when that happens, I think her needs wasn't met, and she wasn't
Nah, she like,
satisfied.
nah,
Right, her
nah,
needs
this
wasn't
ain't
met,
it.
and she wasn't satisfied with that performance. You know,
Nope.
that's one thing I have to say. You know, we as men, and I'm speaking from a man perspective. You know,
Yeah.
when we dealing with women like to be. Let me see. How can I say this? Women like to be the star. Women like to feel um be the star, to be the princess, and they want that special attention.
You're
And
right.
in that sex act, we can't just wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and I'm done. You know,
No.
because women, like I say, women want to be treated like a princess. Women want to be held. Women want to be cuddled. They women want to be kissed. They want their back rubbed. They want their feet rubbed. It's the little things
Right.
that you can do for a woman that would take her to that next level. Am I?
Yeah,
Would you say I'm wrong
but
about that?
women want to be dominated too. That's the point of being with a masculine man. We want somebody that shows that. You know what I'm saying? So we're willing to be and ready to be submissive. But it's like you could be masculine and still be attentive to my needs and care in the act of it. You know what I'm saying? Without
Right,
violating
right,
or
okay,
making me feel like a piece of meat. You know what I'm saying? It's just you're still handling me with care, but you're using your dominance.
right. Uh-huh. Well, you know, like I say, that's the part of the sex act that most men miss. You know, we miss
Right.
that part of it. You know, because like I said,
Right.
a lot of men are not used to that part of it. They used to, after it's done, they up and they gone, or they up and they ain't got dressed.
Right.
You know, we're not
Yeah.
looking at the sex and then the aftercare, you know, the touching, the feeling, the rubbing, the kissing, the talking,
Right.
holding each other, and you know what I'm saying. That means a lot to a woman when you do that, because that shows your maturity, and that shows
Right.
how much you really care for that woman. Like you
Well, see,
say,
I ask
and then you
questions.
won't be treated like a piece of meat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
But I ask questions, and we gonna have conversations before it even happens. So that means it's already happening because we're talking about it mentally, and
Okay.
depending on them answers is gonna let me know whether you gonna get it or not
Right.
from me. And it's not just an act to me. Like you gonna have to do some things. It's gonna have some meaning and some feelings into it. I'm not letting nobody get on top of me and just go to pound town. Like we're not doing that because this ain't that. Like, if you think you could just line up on every woman that you done dealt with and give them the same type of performance and all them supposed to be satisfied with that, it's different over here. Mm-mm.
Right. But let me ask you this: do you think? Well, let me ask you this: should aftercare be a mutual thing?
Yeah, that's what I said. I definitely think it should be mutual. I think the man's need to be cared for, and because sometimes, even if he's doing all of that, the woman, sometimes women can be selfish. I want this, I want that, I want you to do me like this, I want you to do me like that. And then once he done all of that, now she's just, laying back out of it. She ain't, sometimes the women don't want to please the men. They don't want to do anything.
Right.
I don't think that's fair either.
Right.
Because all you dealing with is a Jane Doe.
I agree. And like I said, I don't want this to make it sound like men are sassy or anything like that. But like I say, aftercare it should work both ways. Aftercare should be
It's
both
not
ways.
sassy.
Huh?
It's not sassy.
I know,
I said it's
I
not
know.
sassy.
I know it's not. But I don't want to make it sound like it is. It's definitely not sassy at all.
It's not no sound. If you get people that's gonna stop going out of their way to say, F love and they ain't got no feelings and they just out here, we outside and all this and that. No. I don't care how you slice it. When you doing it right there, sneaky links or whatever that we talked about in previous, episodes,
Right.
it's just you like somebody, you got feelings with them. If you dealing with somebody for 6 months, a year, 2 years, this been my sneaky link for 2 years, baby, y'all got a whole relationship.
Right.
Like, who are you fooling? And if you heard something about somebody else dealing with them, you ready to crash out.
Right. But you
So
do know.
I just feel like
Go ahead, finish.
people need to be honest and you need to care about the other person.
Right. But you do know we are living in those times, right? Where people feel like, ain't no aftercare. It is what it is. Like you said, we outside. But
And they
those
not
are the times
happy.
that we living in.
I know, and they not happy because guess what? Now it's I'm gonna go get this person, I'm gonna go get that person, but then when they find out, they both crashing out. They tearing up each other's stuff. They, disrupting each other's peace. They doing all that when they could have just incorporated those things, and they still wouldn't feel the void afterwards. That's the whole thing: is to feel whole and complete and satisfied and happy, not to be feeling like you missing something after you done gave a part of your soul up, because that's what you did.
Right. But what do you think is what's the simplest form of aftercare that men overlook to you?
For me, it's just a reassurance. Giving her a hug, the forehead kiss, and asking her is she okay,
Right.
because she could be dealing with something emotionally afterwards, bad
Okay.
or good.
Right. But one thing I can honestly say, men that
Hmm.
have that aftercare affection, that can
Yeah,
get you and take you a long way in a woman's heart.
it
You
sure
know,
can.
they can take you a long way. Trust and believe me.
It sure
You
can.
know, if you that type of individual, if you that type of male that show that aftercare, that will
Right.
take you further with that woman than you can ever imagine. Than you could ever
Absolutely.
imagine. Um. So why do you think couples in healthy relationships swear by aftercare?
Because it's important. It's the little things. We can go right before you even get to sex, or if you got a man that's dealing with a woman and he just cracking up, and then you got another one, he ain't even slept with her yet, but she texts him, "Hey, how was your day? Like, are you hungry? Do you need anything? Like, is there something I could do for you?" He gonna start liking that woman more, even though he ain't never even slept with her.
Right.
It's the care, whether it's before or after or during. It's the care.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because one thing I know for certain, it keeps the intimacy alive, way beyond the bedroom.
Right.
So I agree with that, what you're saying 100%. 100%. Wow. So let me say this.
Okay.
Do you think, okay, let me break it down like this. Let's say, for instance, the sex is fading.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the aftercare can save that relationship?
Yeah, but I think it's gonna take a little more than aftercare if it's fading.
Okay.
It's gonna have to be some dating, some flirting, like um maybe people got in a new monotonous routine of, just being comfortable. Like he needs to go get haircuts, baby. You gotta go get you a silk press to get your hair done. You know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all got to do, whatever y'all was doing that kept them people attracted when you first got with them, you have to keep that incorporated because that's what attracted them to you.
Right.
It ain't no, well, you love me now, you should love me for me. Yeah, but I loved you because you was fly as hell when I first met you. Now, if you're sick, and incapable of doing some things, then of course I love you. But if you're a healthy individual and you're thriving and you're, still moving around and doing stuff or whatever, don't be just putting the clothes on like with the men. You putting on a great cologne and getting a haircut and putting out these nice clothes and stuff when you going out with your guys and talking about you doing this and that. Put that shit on for me too. Hell.
Just don't do it for the fellas, huh? Because what you can give them, the fellas can give them. You know what I
Now,
mean?
don't get me wrong. We like the great jogging pants and the t-shirt, but
Right.
put that stuff on for us too.
Right. So you per se, you are a woman that truly believes in the aftercare, right?
Yes, I want the aftercare. I want all the care.
Right.
Show up
Before and
and
after,
show
huh?
out.
Right. Well, I mean, I feel that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
And a lot of times men ask themselves, well, why she ain't called me? Why I ain't heard from her? They thinking they really did something wrong.
Right.
It ain't, it's how you perform. Sometimes,
Right.
men think it's all about the performance, but it goes way beyond the performance.
It does.
It goes way beyond the performance. Women, like I said, women are affectionate. They want to be
Right.
held. They want to be touched. They want to be kissed.
Right.
They want that affection. And if you're not giving her that,
Right.
then her connection is going to be weak. It's going to be like
Right.
your internet signal
Now,
going to be weak as hell.
right. Now that performance might work on somebody that's gullible, somebody that don't have no experience, or somebody that's just, infatuated with you per se or whatever. But baby, when you got another performer, it's gonna take a little more than a performance, Jack, okay?
Right. Right. What I was saying was, when you're dealing with more of a mature woman, you're going to have to bring your A game. You're
You
just not going
are.
to be able to get away with, getting through the act and then that's it, it's over with. A
Right.
mature woman ain't, she's not going to go for that. If you
Right.
get you a younger woman, 19, 20, 21 years old, they might not know too much about the aftercare.
Right.
But a real mature woman, that's not going to work. Not going to work.
Even the before care, it's like the mood, the ambiance. maybe a little cocktail, a little conversation or whatever, something. It's like, boy, what is music at? Like,
Right. I mean, you got to set the tone. The tone have to be set. You know, if you're
right,
not going to set the tone, because the way you, like you say, the before care,
right,
that's setting it up for the aftercare or for the
exactly,
act. And
right,
then after the act, then you know, then here comes the aftercare. If you're
right,
that type of individual, if you're that type of man.
right.
If you're not that type of man, we can sit here and talk till we blue in the face. Some of them just won't get it.
And you better be texting me throughout the day leading up to it, because if I don't hear from you none and then you think you finna just get up with me that night, it's not happening.
Right.
It's not.
Right. Well, you guys, y'all hear, you hear what she's saying. You know, it's coming from a woman. She
Don't pop
giving
up
you
like
all the
no damn
blueprint.
jack in the box.
Say it, wait a minute, say it again now.
Don't pop up like no damn jack in the box.
Y'all getting it? Y'all getting it from a woman perspective now. So y'all hearing what she giving you guys the blueprint. It's up to you guys to
Before, during, and after. Consistency. Follow through.
right. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. 100%. Okay, Theona, that's gonna wrap. That's gonna wrap for today.
Okay.
And like I said, we breeze through these kind of easily because
It's not rocket science. Either you
right,
on or you're out, baby.
right, absolutely.
Either you get the aftercare or you're gonna be an afterthought. Now, which one you want?
Oh shit. Okay, you have any closing words? You got anything you want to say to close out?
Get y'all shit together.
All right, there you have it. Y'all heard what she said. Y'all better get it together. Y'all better get it together. Okay, hold
Oh
on
my
one
goodness.
second, Theona.
Hey, loves, you're tuned in to Situations, the podcast, where real people talk real situations. Subscribe, it helps the channel grow and keeps the conversations hot.
Okay, that's all we have for today, guys. We appreciate you guys that's tuned in. We look forward to seeing you guys next week for another amazing episode of Situations, the podcast. And we look forward to before we get out of here, Theona, I have to promote this. I have to some of you guys know and some of you guys may not know. We do have a sister station coming. It's going to be Situations After Dark, where it's going to be for mature audience only. These topics that we're going to be discussing over there is going to be raw. So make sure you guys get over to our podcast page on YouTube at Situations After Dark. That's our sister channel to Situations the podcast. Okay. Once again, that Situations After Dark will be coming soon. Make sure you guys get over there and hit that like button and turn on that notification bell. And most importantly, make sure you subscribe. Theona, we're going to close out with that.
Okay.
And we look forward to seeing you guys next week for another amazing episode of Situations the podcast. Peace.